Okay, folks, we are live and am so excited to have everybody here. We're going to get going in about 2 minutes. And while we wait, it would be great if everybody could just start introducing yourself. Um, just go ahead and let us know that you can, let me know that you can hear me. Don't be shy. There's a chat box on the right. Start chatting away. Tell us what your name is, where you're from. We're going to start. We're going to start in about a minute and a half right now, and we're going to be talking about how to use Facebook um, and other digital strategies to increase enrollment. Everything is going to be tied into Facebook as well. There's a lot of different ways to use digital tools for marketing, and this is going to be focused on a very specific type of channel, type of enrollment campaign that is really performing well for our clients. We've been testing a number of different strategies, and today we're going to be going in depth. We've got a case study to tell you about, and we're going to show you some examples of actual Facebook ads that are running, doing really well, and how they connect to other parts of the website and the process. So we're going to get going in about a minute, and if you're joining, please go ahead in the chat box on the right side of the screen, type in your name, tell us where you're from, and it's always fun to see where folks are joining from. So we're just going to get going in about a minute's time now. And if you could, again, guys, let us know where you're coming from. It's also helpful to know that you can hear me, and that gives me the affirmative that I'm not just talking to a computer, and I'm actually talking to some people here. So let's make sure that you guys can hear me okay. So please do in the box on the right, in the chat box, go ahead and chat. You can see I just posted something in there. Let's just make sure everybody can hear me. So can anybody give me an affirmative? Yes, I can hear you, and then that would be great. And also feel free to tell us where you're joining us from today. Sayed Sadiqui is, hope I said that right, coming in from Houston, Texas. And I hope the weather is treating you guys a little better. Okay, great. So you can hear me. Donna is joining us from Phoenix, Arizona. Amazing. All right. So we're going to let a few more people join up today, and then we're going to get going in about a minute's time. Rachel is joining us from Beverly, Massachusetts. Okay. All right. So we've got some West Coast, we've got some Middle, and we've got some East Coast. I'm joining you from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm all the way over the border. That's where Hubbli is located. Of course, we've got team members in the U.S. as well, and we've got Dina from San Francisco, from the Valley. All right. Well, without further ado, guys, we're going to start going into this. Something I love to talk about, so I don't want to wait any longer. And then if you could just take a look at this picture for a second and see if this scene resonates with you, if it looks familiar, if you can relate to this at all. You've got some paper, there's calendars, there's binders, piles of money, sticky notes all over the place, and all the while there's this computer sitting beside her there that could actually manage all these different tasks, and with the right software and the right digital strategies, everything can be done in a fraction of the time. Or people that are running schools are pulled in so many directions, and using so many different tools and systems, and there's ways to centralize things and simplify things, and that's what we're all about at Hubbli. And so you're in the right place if you wish that relying on word of mouth marketing and referrals was enough. But really, that it's not anymore. It's not enough anymore to keep your school full. And you're in the right place if you want to fill your school to capacity and have a waiting list that is always filling up and always staying at minimum length. As we all know, waiting lists don't, and you might have a waiting list for a particular program or an age, but you want to have a waiting list for your entire scope of your program. That's what a healthy enrollment system looks like. And you'd like to spend more time on higher value tasks like face-to-face conversations with parents and children, being in the classroom, being face-to-face with parents, rather than, kind of stuck behind piles of paper and putting out fires all over the place and, with disjointed systems. So if that's what you want, you're in the right place. And I'm also going to ask you guys, actually, I'm going to strongly encourage you, rather, to stay for the full 60 minutes of this presentation, because we're going to review a variety of the most common challenges of enrollment marketing. And I'm also going to be telling you about a very exciting new program that we're launching at Hubbli. And so, and there's going to be a really awesome bonus at the end. And it's all going to be left to the end. That, of course, is because I want you to be motivated to get all this information, because it's really going to be helpful. So stick with us. We're going to do questions at the end. And we're also going to tell you about this new program, and we're also going to give you some free bonuses at the end as well. And each one of those things is really worth the wait. So before we get this kicked off, what I'd love to do is ask everybody here to tell us, what are you currently doing to grow your enrollment? And if you could, there's a chat box on the right side. I'll give you a minute. But what marketing strategies are you currently using at your school to ensure that you've got, a constant flow of inquiries coming in, and inquiries coming in from the right kind of parents, the ones that are really the ideal fit for your school? So I'll give you a second. I know it takes a minute to think about those different strategies you use, and then type them in the box. So Syed says word of mouth and billboards. All right. So we've got Google AdWords, word of mouth referrals, event marketing, parent-teacher organization. Okay, cool. Parent-teacher organization. Nice. Noreen says flyers in the area, special free events to bring in traffic, and using some Facebook ads. Okay, cool. Great. So we've got some Facebook ads. Some folks already using Facebook. Awesome. Facebook presence, but no ads. Okay, interesting. All right. Using your website with video, word of mouth, and drive-by. Drive-by, I'm assuming that means, people driving by your school, not you driving by people and yelling about your school to them. And we got Rachel, Facebook, Instagram, website, and then doing print and billboards. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of folks using, these are the common answers that we see, and each one of these methods can work. One thing I do want to comment on is, word of mouth is I always like to really get into talking about word of mouth. I try not to spend too much time about it because I could kind of rant about it. But word of mouth is is actually not really a marketing strategy. It's a result of a great program. So and so what we're seeing today is that schools that used to actually 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, not really need to do any marketing because the program is great and word of mouth or just natural word of mouth referrals kept on bringing new enrollments into the school, and that's still happening. Every school's got that, but we're going to talk about why that's just not enough today. So let's discuss what's going on with that. If we look at the market trends in the private school sector, this is in the U.S. The market size has been growing pretty substantially, while on a per school level, enrollment rates are actually declining. So what does that mean? So you've got the overall market's growing, but enrollment rates are going down. So basically, the market's growing, and that's just going to keep increasing. But it's getting harder to keep schools full because of the growth, because of competition. Schools are opening up all over the place, right? And you've got the new charter schools, and and that's a trend that's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure. So the bottom line is, and I don't want to come off as rude or cynical here, but if Montessori schools can approach running their schools a little more like a business, um, and I'm only referring to the communication side of things, meaning the marketing and the customer service, which could also be called parent engagement, of course. The impact of that would be really positive. So what I mean to say is fixing the problem is really easy. It just takes having a bit of a framework and having some help and guidance, because let's be honest, people running schools are usually trained as teachers. The vast majority of schools that I see, these are businesses that are run by teachers, and that makes for great education outcomes and, generally speaking, pretty poor business practices. And I don't mean to be rude. Teachers are trained and educated, and they have the experience and the wisdom of educating children and parents, not really running a business and an organization. This doesn't obviously apply to every school, but I talk to schools every day, and this seems to be the general rule. So there is a lack of training in these really key areas that keep the school healthy on the business side. So most Montessori schools today want to increase their numbers, their enrollments, or at least want to increase the number of inquiries of families that are actually looking for a school like yours, rather than parents that are just looking for any place to stick their kids. And you all know that the parents that are more in line with the values of the Montessori method are more likely to stay, um, and the ones that aren't are more likely to leave in a year, and oftentimes take a few families with them when they go, and they cause a lot of problems sometimes. And the best way to feel confident to be able to direct the quote unquote wrong families to look for a different school that really is a good match for them is to have enough inquiries coming in so that you don't feel like your back is up against the wall, worried about covering the expenses of the school. And if you want to make sure that your ads are drawing in the right parents, then you need to make sure you are speaking to them directly. So your first step when you start building a marketing strategy should be to identify the parents that are currently enrolled, the ones you would like to clone, right? The ones that are just the best, right? And then survey them so you can understand in their language what value they see from your school. And it's the key point is in their language. Then you take the language that they use, not the language you want them to use, not the language that you teach them in your parent education sessions, the language that they use. And you use that in the ads. And you need to use that in your web pages that are connected to your ads. It really should be across all of your marketing materials. Your marketing materials should be written for your prospective parents. In fact, you should really go through everything you've got and take a red marker and try to find the Montessori jargon or phrases and just find how many there are. That would be a great exercise for you, because every time you find one, that is you talking to yourself and talking to your other Montessori experts, which, you're all awesome, and I love you all, and I believe in it. But when you're talking about bringing in parents that aren't Montessori experts, they need to understand the value that Montessori offers, but it has to be communicated in their language. You wouldn't go to China and try to sell something in English, right? You need to much like the concept of follow the child, being child-centered, you have to also be parent-centered in your marketing. And one of the best things about a digital advertising tool is how much actionable information you actually get out of the campaigns. So, unlike print ads that can't actually track anything, tools like Facebook tell you exactly how much value, revenue, you are getting for every dollar you spend. But the problem is that knowing how to use all these tracking tools and then understanding what specific metrics are important to track takes a lot of time and experience. So when I talk to school leaders that are trying out Facebook ads, I always ask them how much they're spending per inquiry. And actually, this is not specific to people using Facebook ads. This is specific to any marketing expense you outlay. You should know, if you're spending money on marketing, how much are you paying per inquiry? And I have yet to find somebody that actually knows that. And I often hear, oh, we got this many clicks, or this many people said they came from this place. Whereas inquiries is the actual success metric for your campaigns. And knowing how much they cost, that informs you for the future. That gives you a very specific dollar amount that you can identify in your budget. You need this much for, meaning I've got this many spots for enrollment. That means I need to get this many inquiries, and I know that I can generate inquiries for X dollars per inquiry. So that tells you exactly how much you need for marketing, rather than, oh, we spend money over here, and we do this and we do that, and we're kind of spending all this money, which ends up being thousands of dollars, without really knowing how well it's being used. So just to do some basic math, right? Let's say you've got 10 spots to fill, right? Then that means you need to have four times the amount of inquiries. So you need to have 40 inquiries. And if you happen to know that you're spending $10 on average per inquiry, so you need to budget $400 to fill those 10 spots, right? So it's all super simple once you actually know what numbers and what's happening, what to track, and then how to implement the expense, meaning where do you spend the money and how do you spend it. The planning is really simple once the whole system is built and being tracked properly. And when set up properly, your school's website should also be getting found organically by prospective families, and it should be really increasing the numbers of inquiries of families that are that ideal fit for your school, and then driving them into your enrollment process. You know, all the different sources of traffic, whether it's Facebook or organic Google search, should all drive people into the same, enrollment funnel. And another way to think about your school's website, it's like kind of like a billboard. I often give this analogy when helping people understand what Hubbli's website hosting service and search engine optimization services can do for them. This is just like one of the core features and services that we offer. Um, and everybody knows they need a website, and I don't think I've ever come across a school that doesn't have something up online. But what I find is that most schools are not using their website strategically, and oftentimes really misusing their website. So one thing that is really key about how your website should be designed is that the purpose of the website is not to sell your school. The purpose is to get the right families to inquire about the school, to enter into your inquiry/enrollment process. And this is a really important distinction, because you should not be trying to sell someone on the Montessori method on your website, on your homepage. And that might shock people, right? But that's what the rest of your enrollment process is for. That's what you don't sell people. You don't get enrollment from your website. You get inquiries from your website, and then you achieve the enrollment by meeting with the parents and taking them through a tour or an open house, an information session, developing a relationship with them. That's how you get enrollment. So, the point at which they find your school online, that's when it's all about getting them into your open house or your tour or whatever your strategy is. So here is the ultimate way to achieve school admissions workload reduction. If you really want to improve and simplify your enrollment marketing workload, you're going to want to set up automated workflows. Another term for this is actually marketing automation. So these are just these are terms, but ultimately it's an automated enrollment system, and the system itself should really be handling the tasks that you kind of do and you repeat on a regular basis. But the tasks like the busy work, like sending a reminder or sending a form to somebody, or following up with somebody because they came in for a tour, those types of things. And so this is just an example of an automated enrollment workflow that we recently built for one of our customers inside their Hubbli system. The reason why a digital system is always better than print is that you can actually track every step in the process and see how it's performing, and then improve each one. So even if you're able to, let's say you were moving from a print campaign, and you were trying print, and then you wanted to go for a digital strategy and start using Facebook, and you saw a dip in your inquiries. The thing is that with Facebook, you can actually test and track it and then optimize what's going on. So when we run a Facebook campaign, when somebody signs up with Hubbli, and we're running we design their Facebook ads, and we run up to 50 ads at a time, and we're testing all these different ads and variations of the landing pages, where the parents fill out the inquiry form. So it's really easy to improve performance of a Facebook campaign by over 300% in a matter of weeks. Whereas all you can do with print ads is just kind of send it out. You pay all up front. You commit to however long you're running it, whatever size of the ad it is, and you just hope for the best. So, additionally with Facebook ads, you can even set like a daily spending limit. So you're never actually just throwing money, at something. You can test it incrementally, a dollar at a time, and see how it's going. And you can make changes and test, its performance while the campaign's actually running. And you can turn it on and off whenever you want. So, with print ads, there's just this big hefty cost up front, and you can't really improve anything. And that's the same thing with, billboards. They're so expensive, and it's not that they don't work. Those other methods work. The problem is that they don't. There's no validation that those methods work better than Facebook or digital systems, but actually, there's I mean, I could tell you firsthand. I know that Facebook ad campaigns and organic search, those perform better. So meaning the money and the time you spend on that results in more enrollment as opposed to print. But you know, you just you need something that you can track. And so if you're going to be spending money, the budget, schools don't have the biggest budget in the world to do marketing and to really spread it around all the, to diversify your marketing strategy and work on all these different ways. Really, you should take all of your money and put it in the most efficient way, use it in the most efficient way. And I'd love to see if there's any questions right now, because I've been talking for 25 minutes straight, and maybe I'm putting some people to sleep. So just to change it up for a second, I've got this great case study I'm going to tell you about. But are there any questions at this point? Okay, so if there are any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box on the right side, and we will certainly address them at the end during the question time, last 10 or 15 minutes. And so I'd like to talk about this case study with Discover Montessori School. Um, this is really the ultimate way to like, if we take a look at this. This looks like not the most interesting thing in the world, but what this is here is a list of ads, not the actual pictures of the ads, but this is the system that we use to track, this campaign. So we made all of these ads. There's more ads than we're even showing, but for this one campaign, we ran all these different ads, and what we're seeing, there's this clear winner, right? We've got two ads. One of them, so two ads that were the ones that performed well. So the column on the right side here, I'm gonna actually annotate this so it's a little bit clear here. Bear with me a second. All right, so this column here that I'm drawing around, this lead CPA, that's cost per acquisition. So, in our terms, as for Montessori schools, we'd call that cost per inquiry. So what this means is those two ads. So each row is a different ad, and it's got different text and a different image, and we're testing all the different parts of the ad. So these two ads got inquiries, and each inquiry cost. So the top one here is the big winner. That top inquiry, we got those inquiries at a cost of $5.56 per inquiry. And that's incredible, because that tells us now that we can take that ad and continue to run it and generate inquiries at $5.56. Now, and you can even test it further. So when we run a campaign for a school, we make many ads, and we run them all, and we very quickly find the ones that are working well. So and we had two good ads here. The next one down, had a cost per inquiry of $11, and that's actually pretty good as well. We see anything from $5 up through 25, 30, and it's always going to depend on a number of factors, the location, the addressable, the addressable like audience that you can target, and every area is a little different. So this is a great outcome for this school. And so what the next step here is we're gonna turn off all those other ads and then take the budget for that school and use it towards the use it just for the ads that are performing really well. So if this school has, again, if they've got 10 spots, so let's just say on average, let's just say we're at $10 per inquiry between these two high performing ads. So we're going to run those two ads at an average of $10 per inquiry. That school has 10 spots they want to fill up. Well, we know exactly how we're going to spend $400 and get those 10 spots filled up, because we're going to want 4 times the amount of inquiries. So that's 40, $10 per inquiry. Boom. The school knows exactly what they need to do, exactly how much they need to spend, and they've got the ads already set up to generate those inquiries. And so that's that's how we do this. That's how you want to approach filling up your school. And just to continue it, so this is the actual ad. On the left side is that top ad that got the $5.56 per inquiry. This is it. So if you take a look at it, it says in here, if you are looking for a school that teaches social skills while also developing high academic performance, then you should get to know Discover Montessori School. So that's one element of the ad. What we do is we actually make multiple variations of every element of the ad. So we run that test with 3 or 4 versions of the ad text, 3 or 4 versions of the video. We always use video. So this is an autoplay video. When the ad shows up, it just starts playing. It's got text in the video. And then you've got the headline says, looking for the right school for your child. That's the headline of the ad. We've got multiple different versions of that through all those 50 ads. And where it says learn about our enrollment process, that's the call to action. And again, we had multiple variations of that. So that's how we test. We've got all these different videos and ad text and headlines, and we make variations of everything. And then so this is the ad that won. So we're going to stop using all those other variations of the ads and just stick with this one. So one thing I want you to know, so just by the way, this is helpful information for you. You can copy this, use this in your ads, because we've already gone and tested hundreds of ads, and I can tell you that language works really well. So there's a freebie for you. You can use that, right? And I suggest you do, because it works really well. And then this landing page, so when somebody clicks on the ads, it takes them to this landing page. So this landing page is the page where they actually click. So they click here to fill out a form and enter the inquiry process, right? Now, a landing page, what is that? Basically, a landing page is just another web page, all right? But if you notice, it's a very basic web page with only one thing that they can do, right? And that is the #1 rule of a landing page. So something that you should know, if you are paying for traffic, if you are doing paid ads and sending them to your school's main website, that is a huge mistake. It's a huge waste of money, because although you might get some inquiries, there's just all these other things to that they can click on, and your whole navigation, and they're gonna you want to give them one page that allows them to do one singular action, and you have to make sure that that page has enough information so that they want to do that. So this is only the top portion of the page. This page scrolls through and it has a lot of information about the school. We talk about their programming. We've got parent testimonials, all those good things, but nothing allows, the only action they can take on this page is to click that button. So that is how you drive, especially when you're doing paid traffic. You want to make sure that you're funneling it into a very clear funnel process so that people know what to do. So make sure that if, like, absolutely without a doubt, if you are paying for ads, whether it's Facebook or Google or anything, never just send it to your general homepage. You have to have a dedicated landing page for every single campaign. And the same goes for if you're doing a keyword optimization. You need to have a dedicated landing page for those specific keywords that you're trying to get traffic for. And then, here's an example of, a digital form. So this could be, this is like what, this is how Hubbli, this is the Hubbli digital forms feature. So when we build out that entire enrollment process, I'll just skip back up to that enrollment process for a second. I'll break down that enrollment process, what Hubbli does. But the point here is that you want parents filling out digital forms, and we, this is just an example of what we set up. We set these up custom for every different school, because every school's got slightly different forms, and state has different requirements, etc. The bottom line is parents, they should be filling out digital forms. Get rid of the paper. Digital forms handle everything, and parents can see all the different forms they need to fill out and see what they have to do next. Those are the type of things that you want. And you also want to be using other digital tools to make things fast and efficient. Like, this is the Hubbli appointment scheduling, which is great for the school tours or booking an open house. They can just, the system directs them, at the right point. It directs them to select a tour, and then you're notified, and then they get have to manually send reminders, and also you don't have to remember to do it. And that's one of the big issues, is that when you're running a completely manual enrollment process, people are falling through the cracks. And that's what everybody tells me, because you're so busy. You're running a school, and you're pulled in 1,000 directions. You've got sick children, you've got accidents, you've got licensors coming in, you've got a million things going on, parents calling you, and they need, so what you need, a tool and a system that automates the busy work so that you can focus on being present and having more time to be in the classroom and be face to face with people and be more relaxed and not let things fall through the cracks. Another thing that you should have in that system is, reports. So if you've got a digital system like Hubbli, from the top of the funnel, where they're clicking on a Facebook ad or finding you on a Google search, and then coming through your whole enrollment process, you should actually be able to see how every stage is doing, and also see who is in that stage. So that's something you want to make sure you have as well. So with a digital system like this, you can actually always see where everybody is in the process and never lose track, right? And that's one of the key things. So you want a system that reminds you when something has to happen, sends you tasks, automates the communication between you and the parents, the reminders and the emails and things like that, so you don't have to do those manually, but also that you can always log in, take a look at the report, and see how everything is happening, and always know up to the second, where is everybody in your enrollment process. That's a really key element. So I'm just going to jump back real quickly, just to another slide here, just to talk about that enrollment process here. So your enrollment system should work like a self-driving car, right? Like, you should not have to you shouldn't have to manually run all these things. Okay, so, and that's why digital systems always better. And so just to take a look at this example here, this is one we built for Hubbli. At the very top of this diagram is the Facebook ad, and like the Facebook ad campaign, and the organic Google search. And by the way, Google's great, but we think you should spend your ad dollars on Facebook ads, because they're just so much better. And you certainly should be doing search engine optimization for organic traffic. That's the non-paid traffic from Google. But if you're going to spend on on ads, use Facebook rather than Google Ads. I could talk for hours about why. Someone might want to argue with me, but I can prove them wrong. When I'm talking about, Montessori enrollment campaigns, I've done hundreds of campaigns at this point, and I can tell you for sure it's just so much better to use Facebook ads. And of course, your dollars are limited, so don't spread them around. Use them where they're going to be used the best. And so after they come from that stage, that's the traffic stage, right? That's how you bring those interested people in to that landing page where they fill out the enrollment form. So that's the next step. And then at that point, they fill out that enrollment form. You can be notified. So this is just an example of something we built for one of our customers. We build these custom for everybody. But somebody gets notified, and then that prospective parent, can start getting a series of emails that are already written that drive them to, well, first of all, tell them more about your school, but drive them to go to that booking calendar, right? So they can self-book a tour, and then you get notified, and then you show up. And let's just say, as an example, they come in for a tour, and a week later they haven't yet filled out the application form. The system can alert you and create a task for you to follow up with that prospective parent, because you don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose track, right? And so number one, you can log in and you can see who needs to still fill out the application form, but as well, the system can actually remind you, like, so-and-so has not filled out the application form. They came in for a tour a week ago, etc. So that's the type of system you want. It's like having a digital assistant just keeping you on track, but also taking care of 90% of the busy work, all the different hundreds of steps in between, all these different processes. Like, there are times when you need to be there in person, face to face, talking with a parent, but you want to have more of that time. You want more time for that, and you can make more margin in your day by having a system that automates that process for you. That's the goal. So I'm just going to skip back to where I was here, and at this point, I want to ask you, what do you think, right? Like, I'm not exactly sure why you showed up here today, but you probably want to be able to, keep your school enrolled to capacity, and with a waiting list that's staying at a consistent size. And you probably want to have enough inquiries coming in per month after month, so you're not afraid to turn away the parents that you don't really think are the right fit for a Montessori school. And you want to free up time from the kind of hundreds of boring, repetitive, remedial, busy work tasks like sorting through sheets of paper, so you can actually spend more time on those higher value and more enjoyable tasks, like being in a classroom, or interviewing new families that are a great fit for your school. And that you're capable of more, and you just need to get these roadblocks, these busy work roadblocks, out of your way. So, and you want to give your prospective parents a communication experience that is engaging and informative and makes them look forward to enrolling their child in your school, or hopefully their children in your school. The more the merrier. So you can do this. You've shown up here today. You've obviously making it a priority. Hopefully you've taken some notes, and maybe you're even excited about making these changes. And I want you to know that, a really good marketing strategy can change your school, and it can change your life, but you've got to know exactly what to do at your school specifically, because all schools are different. So, what's the skill level of you and your staff with tools and Facebook and all these, web pages, etc. And, what are the communication expectations of your parents in your area? That's different from area to area. And what tools do you know already? And, can those be used more effectively, or do you need to switch to other tools? And that's where we come in. So you've got two options. Option one is to take the information I've given you here today, which is fairly high level. I've given you some really good tips here, but this is high level information. There's only so much we can cover in 45 minutes, and then you can figure out how to make these changes on your own. You're certainly all smart and capable people, but I'm pretty sure, like most people in your shoes, you're really busy and you don't have a whole lot of time to figure this stuff out. So the obvious question is, how can you quickly and easily figure this stuff out and make a great marketing system for your school that works like a self-driving car, for years to come? So I'd like to take a moment of your time. This will be the first offer of one of Hubbli's services. Now that we've done the background theory, what I'm about to show you is not one of Hubbly's software tools. Rather, it's a form of consulting service which gives you an opportunity to gain an accurate assessment of the effectiveness of your enrollment marketing strategies. And it's called the Parent Communication Report Card. So do I have your permission to take a few minutes of your time and show you about this consulting service? So I'll just wait for a second here. I know it takes a minute to type something in and have it appear. I just want to make sure that I've got I've got okay. All right, everyone's telling me yes. So that's thank you. It's always nice. um, so the Hubbli Parent Communication Report Card is the fastest way to learn exactly what you can do to increase enrollment. Whoa, that slide got a little out of control. But the report card will enable you to determine how your website is performing with regard to speed and security and overall search engine optimization. So that's what we call SEO, search engine optimization. It's also going to let you determine how you can significantly increase the number of inquiries of prospective families and how you can attract not just more families, but the right fit, the ideal families for your school. And also, the other side of it is how you can reduce the stress and the workload of managing an old school enrollment process. So what you get is a 1 hour live one-on-one assessment with me personally. You get an actionable report with specific strategies and tools for your school. Again, based off your in-house expertise and skills or whatnot. Also, we're giving a 50% discount off the Hubbli setup and the training. And that's optional, so you don't have to become a Hubbli customer. This is a standalone offer, but if you want to, you can become a Hubbli customer. If you sign up for this today, you're going to get a 50% off a Hubbli system, the setup, and one free month based on an annual subscription. And so the first thing that we do is we actually analyze your website. We run through an analysis tool. It gives us exactly how well your website's performing in all the key areas that determine if your school website is likely to be found by prospective families searching for schools online. So we're going to track its page performance, whether it's how well it's how mobile friendly it is, which is incredibly important. Its actual search engine optimization, the keyword search engine optimization, and its security. All of these things have a really big impact on how much it will be found by those prospective families. The second deliverable you're going to get is an action list. So the action list is going to, we're going to give you exactly for your school, depending on what's best for your school. Again, what you currently have, what maybe you need to adopt, what tools, what strategies. We're going to give you a very detailed action list that you can take and use yourself, or you can use with another consulting service. So of course, you'll be able to use it with us as well, with Hubbli, if you decide to move forward and get that really big discount for our service. And the next one is an expense and revenue calculator. So this is where you get crystal clear with understanding what your current processes are actually costing you today, and how much additional profit the school could be making with small adjustments to everything. So this is really an ironclad business planning report that really no school owner or partner or board could ever argue with. So numbers don't lie, of course. So if you want to have an easy time convincing people that things need to change and you need to take steps, this is something you definitely want to have to show why. Like, if you take these steps, the result will be, hundreds of thousands of more dollars of revenue coming into the school, etc. Things like that, which is very reasonable to say. And so, big question is, what's the investment? And guys, I know I see questions happening here, and I'm going to get to all of your questions in a few minutes. So please stick with me, and I'll answer all of your questions. So please do stick around. But you're probably wondering what this would all cost. So you could keep doing what you're doing, and if you're like most schools, you're probably spending thousands of dollars per year on marketing campaigns while not really knowing how effective they are. Or another option is that you could hire consultants. They also cost thousands of dollars, of course. Not a bad idea. It's just pretty expensive, and it's hard to find ones that are specific, like experts in Montessori enrollment. So that's the thing. You don't want to get a general marketing consultant that you're spending thousands of dollars while they're learning what they need to figure out, when you want somebody that is a Montessori enrollment marketing consultant expert and does nothing but that. That's what you want. So what you get, the total value of doing this today. So this is the total value. The parent communication report card is, we usually do that consultation for $498. The Hubbli setup is $19.99. Again, this is optional. You don't have to become a Hubbli customer to do this consultation. These are separate things, but you're just getting a big discount offer today. So the full price of that Hubbli setup is $19.99, and the Hubbli monthly fee, meaning the ongoing, management and setup of your entire, your entire marketing strategy, where we literally do all the ads and we design it all and we run it for you and we manage the entire thing, all done for you by us, is $599 a month. Again, that's optional. And so the total value of that is $3,096. And your investment today is only $97. So you're actually, the only thing you need to, the only expense you have today would be $97, and that will get you that parent communication report card, which is a completely standalone service and consultation, where we send you all those deliverables I told you, and all the reports about your website and your action list and your business planning report. The Hubbli setup is optional, but if you want it, if you do this today, then you're going to get that for half off, $9.99, and the Hubbli system, the first month will be free. So you're going to save another $599. So the total savings opportunity today, you spend $97 and you can actually save up to $1,800. So if you want to if you want to get more inquiries coming in right away, this is something you want to secure today, as we are very limited right now for openings in September. So we're not going anywhere, of course. So you can sign up anytime at the regular price. So you can get this report for $498. But if you want more inquiries as soon as possible, like this month, and you want to get a great price, this offer is available today, and it will secure you a spot for a session in September. So we'll get you inquiries happening in September. So that is, I'm sorry that it looks the way it does. That is $97. I have to fix these slides with this system, but It's not $9, it's $97. And I'm going to actually just show, I'm going to give you a little form here that you can click on right now to go and purchase that. So if you do that, if you purchase this right now, you can do this at any point today. You can just go to hubbli.com/getreport. But if you purchase this right now in the next 15 minutes, oh, one other thing I need to tell you, there's a 100% money back guarantee. Plus, so if you do this report and you're not happy with it, we don't want to waste your time. We want what we do to be very helpful and valuable for you. This is something that we want, to offer you, and we don't want to waste your time. So if we do it and you're not happy, we'll give you that $97 back. Plus, we'll give you an additional $25 for your time. The last thing we want to do is waste your time. People that run Montessori schools, your time is so important. It's crucial, and we want you to know that we value it. So if we take an hour of your time and you don't feel like you got value for that, we'll give you every penny back, no questions asked, and an additional $25 for the waste of your time. But if you take this today, if you actually purchase this right now, in the next 13 minutes, you're going to get a really awesome bonus. So this is this is that bonus I was telling you about at the beginning of the webinar. If you sign up before the end of this webinar, you get this free download of our ebook titled The Enrollment Marketing Playbook. This is a free bonus offer. And anyone that signs up for the Parent Communication Report Card in the next 15 minutes will get this. It's got case studies. It's got those parent surveys that you can use to learn exactly what your ideal prospective parents will actually respond to. It's got more Facebook ad examples that you can try and test that yourself. And these are ads that are currently right now working really well for Montessori schools. And there's landing page templates as well that you can actually use to after when people click on those ads, the landing page templates are there. So all you have to do is update them with your information about your school. But these are designs that are working to generate inquiries. So we're literally a template that if you put into action, you're going to generate inquiries. So this is a free offer. If you sign up for the report now, in the next, got 12 minutes left. So if you purchase that report now, you're going to get that free offer. And again, of course, there's still a 100% money back guarantee with an extra $25. So here's some questions here I want to answer. So Donna, so you're saying really confused about what you're selling. $97 for the report plus expense. So Donna, let me explain this again. Sorry for not being clear enough. Today, so what I'm essentially presenting today is an opportunity to spend $97 and get a one-on-one consultation session where we go into your school, what's going on with your enrollment processes, and we will send you a bunch of deliverables, like basically reports. After working with you and learning things and going through a number of different questions and analysis tools with you, we're going to package all that information up and send you a report that gives you really helpful information so you know what you need to do going forward. Okay, and so that's $97 today. Usually that's $498. If you take this opportunity today for $97, you can also get the Hubbli service. The Hubbli service is where we actually do all of this for you. So you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to take this information and put it into action yourself. The Hubbli service and system, Hubbli is an enrollment marketing system, right? Has all the tools to manage the enrollment marketing, plus we actually do it for you, meaning we're like your dedicated enrollment marketing agency, where all we do is Montessori enrollment marketing strategies. We are the best in the world at it, and we will do it for your school, meaning you don't have to do anything. It is absolutely done. Every bit of it is done by us. The ad design, the testing, the reporting, the web page design, the copywriting, the images, everything. We do it all. So it's completely done for you. You've totally outsourced it to Hubbli, using the Hubbli system as well to manage it all. So the Hubbli system has all of those components to manage that whole system and build that entirely automated enrollment marketing and enrollment management system so that it works for years to come. So that is all those additional discounts. That setup for that system is $19.99. You can get it for half off. And also the first month of the service is $5.99, and you can get that for free. So that is, and that's something that you can just, worry about later. You can take a look at that later. But the only thing you have to really think about today is if you want to get the information on clarity with the consultation that we're selling today for $97. That consultation usually costs $4.98. Today it's $97, and you're going to learn exactly what you need to do, and you can either run that yourself or work with another marketing agency and tell them this is what we want to do, or you can work with us. So Donna, you're asking, so this is the marketing enrollment part of our business, not the student information program that you also offer. Donna, that's correct. So this is what I'm talking about is specific to the enrollment marketing system and those components of the Hubbli system. It's one of the packages that the Hubbli system offers. Hubbli is an all-in-one parent information and parent communication management system, student information management system. But what I'm talking about today, the package I'm offering today with these discounts is the enrollment marketing package and service. So yeah, so Donna, you actually summed it up really well in your first question. If you sign up for the $97 today, you will get the other services, if you want them, at a reduced price, at a very substantially reduced price. So are there any other questions? Because I can answer questions not just about the Hubbli service, but I can answer questions about Facebook advertising or the other, some of the other content. If you have any follow-up questions about that. Noreen, you asked a question, is this similar to a client service manager or just to track? Track leads. Oh, so Noreen, so this is like a client service manager, yes. We are doing the whole thing, top to bottom, completely done for you. Completely done for you enrollment marketing. That is the Hubbli service. That's the additional service. The consultation for $97 today is again, it's for you to understand exactly what you need to do, and then if you want to move forward with Hubbli, you can certainly do that, and you're going to get these really big discounts. So Donna says she's in. That's great. So Donna, so what you want to do is you want to click on that button. Is everybody seeing that button for the offer where it says purchase report now? It's going to be up for about another 5.5 minutes. I just want to make sure everyone's seeing it, and you can just click on that to sign up and pay that $97. If you have any other issues, then you can always email me at jono@hubbli.com. Felicia says she's in. That's awesome, Felicia. Donna says she's done. So, Kate, you're asking, when Hubbli creates content for ads, that includes images and video. Does that mean you'll use stock images So can you guys hear me okay? I just probably spoke for a long time without anybody hearing me. I was actually answering Kate's question. Um, when we make the videos, we are, we use a combination of, our own that we create, and we'll also take videos from customers that they've had created. Usually, those are created by parent volunteers. They aren't necessarily experts on. They might be marketing and video experts or whatnot, but they're not necessarily focused on Montessori enrollment marketing, and that's all we do. So usually, our videos that we create, which are really specific to that, outperform anything that the school already has. But we will use both. If a school has some of those videos and images, we'll absolutely use them because we want to see if they'll perform better than what we do. Because if they do perform better than what we've created, then we're going to, forget what we've created. We're going to use what the school has because it's all about getting the inquiries. That's what matters. So, but if the school doesn't have that, it doesn't make sense for the school to spend thousands of dollars, hire video editors, because we handle all of that for the school. So, Kate, I hope that answers your question. Essentially, the short answer is we use both if the school has it, but if they don't, the school doesn't need to go and invest into it because we're going to create it on behalf of the school. And, we're testing hundreds of ads every day. We're running hundreds of ads for Montessori enrollment marketing and seeing what works. We're testing what works and what doesn't, what kind of video, what kind of language, what kind of imagery. And, everybody gets to benefit from all this information that we're gaining. And all we do is Montessori enrollment marketing campaigns specifically. We're not a general marketing agency. We are a Montessori enrollment marketing agency, full stop. We are the best in the world. I'm happy to say that very confidently. We are the best in the world at Montessori enrollment marketing, full stop. Yeah, so that's a great question. I just got asked by NJ. Why would this be only for Montessori? I don't see parents that crazy about Montessori, as some of our parents have gone to other schools for convenience. Sure. Yeah, well, listen, I was trying to kind of make the point before. It's not necessarily about parents that are looking for Montessori. They don't necessarily know what Montessori is or what it means or what the method is all about. But what they know is if you know how to translate the value of what a Montessori school offers that's distinct from other types of schools, if you know how to translate that value into the language for the right parents, you want to bring in the right parents. Now, this is a strategy that works for any type of business. This is standard marketing, right? You want to understand what your market wants and how they think about things and the way they would phrase things, and you want to use that information to attract them to your product or your service. So we've just been doing this for Montessori schools, and that's the only type of business we do this for. It does work for other schools as well. We would just have to go through the same process, but we're just focused on Montessori schools. And really what it's about is we're not trying to convince people to be Montessori parents. We're trying to pull in the parents that are actually looking for the value that Montessori schools offer and connect them with, the right school. Because so it's not really about Montessori. It's about, the parents looking for the right place for their child, a school that resonates with the values that they have as parents. I hope that helps. That might have been a very roundabout way of explaining it, but that's a great question. I really appreciate it, NJ. Are there any other questions? Now that my mic is back on. So if the button's not working for you or you're not seeing the button, you can actually go ahead and you can click on, you can just go to hubbli.com/get report. and that will take you to the same place that the button here. So again, if you're doing that in the next few minutes, that will show up. So the offer is going to end soon. I'm going to have to wrap up in the next few minutes. Is there any last questions? Again, if you sign up, if you click on that offer here, like while we're doing this webinar, you're going to get that free ebook with all of those different templates. So you can actually go ahead and use those ads. You can use those landing page templates. It'll give you all the tools. Let's say you've got somebody on your team that wants to learn how to use Facebook ads, but doesn't want to doesn't want to learn what to put in the ad, but just wants to learn how to get an ad running. So you can actually just use our ads as template. You can copy them, right? Go ahead and copy them. You'll have to find your own, your own pictures, but or your own videos. But all the other elements, the language, the headline, the call to actions, those things are going to really help. Kind of allow you to hit the ground running. So you have less on your plate that you have to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to keep this going for another couple minutes and see if anybody has any questions. We've got people signing up for the parent communication report card, and I'm really excited about that. And if anybody, you can do it anytime today. If you go to hubbli.com/getreport, and it's something that we can always offer. If you do it, now we can definitely get you inquiries happening this month. It's as we're halfway through September, we get busy, of course, and our schedules fill up. So if you move today, we can certainly guarantee you a session in September and show you how we can actually get you inquiries happening in this month in September. Definitely, but if you wait, do it later, the price goes up to $498, of course, for that consultation. That's a required first step to getting into this system, or just getting the consultation costs not $498 after today, and then you can do that anytime in October, November, whenever you feel like you want to prioritize getting new inquiries into the school. We're always here for you. But again, if you move today, you're going to get it for $97. We'll get you inquiries happening in September, and if you move forward with the Hubbli system, you're getting some huge discounts, 50% off the setup, another $600 off. These are massive discounts that obviously we cannot just offer any time. But if you move forward today for $97, you're going to get the opportunity to get those other bigger discounts too. So I'm going to have to wrap it up today. And I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you joining me. You've asked some great questions, and I really appreciate it. Kept me on my toes. And please do, reach out to me anytime. You can get me at Jono at hubbli.com. I'll pass that there in the chat box there. And of course, you can always go right to hubbli.com/getreport to sign up for this service at this really, really big discounted price of $97. Thank you, everybody. And keep your email inboxes open because we'll probably do another one of these down the road in the near future. All the best, guys.